G'day, welcome back. I'd especially like to welcome my new subscribers, and I hope you enjoy the content on my channel. If you missed the part one of the revisiting the experimental mini surface grinder, there's a link up there now. You go watch that first, come back watch this one. So I've been down to the scrappies and got what I needed, so follow me over to the bench and we'll get on with this. Alrighty, so I made the trip out to the scrappy this morning, my favourite scrappies, and I picked up two pieces of this, which are only like they've been cropped and they're only offcuts, but I'll cut a piece off and I'll mill the edges, get them all, clean them all up. And while I was wandering down through the building to go and find these, I saw that sitting on a rack. Thought I'd grab that as well. It can be such a nice thing to go out there sometimes. All of that, these three pieces cost me 155 baht, which is probably about $7 Australian and maybe $5 US. Just can't beat it. I buy pieces like this, you know, that long, they cost me 500 baht by the time I get it here. Just ridiculous. But anyway, so that was a win. Now, first cab off the rank will be to cut this plate down to the width of the magnet, get it right, clean the edges up, and then mark it all out, drill taps. I'll drill some holes in it to bolt those bearings onto, the rail followers. And then I'll cut these down, mill them up, and get some holes and everything drilled in this. So we'll get on with it. Alrighty, if you're wondering what the G-clamps are about, I have it clamped to a big heavy plate over the back here. I had to move it across because I couldn't get it all the way up because of where I got the vise. Alrighty, so I've zeroed this edge and this edge. This edge has been zeroed in absolute, this edge in incremental, so that I can just jump between the two and always just measure in from the edge as I'm drilling these. And once I've done this side, I'll flip it around the other side. Really must do something about making myself a stop, but for the time being that's going to do the job. Alrighty, so I turned the sound off during that because I had to listen to the radio and there was bikes roaring up and down the street and cars with loudspeakers and all that rubbish. Don't want to get into trouble with YouTube again. And anyway, so they're all drilled now, and so I'll clean up, chamfer the holes on the back, and then we'll bolt those bearings to them and just see how they all fit up. Hope it all works out okay. You just got to love how easy DROs make drilling these holes patterns. Every one of those was absolutely spot on. Back when I was building all this gear, I was drilling stuff like that in the marking it out by hand and drilling the drill press. It'd always be a few that wouldn't line up properly, but every one of those was exactly where it's supposed to be, and that's beautiful. Alrighty, my apologies for speeding all that up and putting some music down, mainly because I like to listen to music when I work, so I had the radio going, and YouTube doesn't like that. I hadn't closed the front door, and you would have been listening to one of my wife's really crappy Thai soap operas, and you honestly wouldn't want to do that. Anyway, so that's that all sorted out now. I did drill and work it all out, drill the 2 mounting holes over the side. So next cab off the rank will be to sort out where I've got to mount this drive shaft and make a new bracket for here to mount it up underneath here. I also need to drill some holes in this so that I can mount that on it from the bottom up. Alrighty, so while you weren't looking, I've fixed this plate onto the back of the magnet, made up a bracket to hold the nut, and fixed it all up, so we're kind of getting there. This is a lot more solid than the old one was. The old one used to bounce and carry pushing all of that, it'd bounce. So that's that. So now I've got to fit these 2 switches up in here. Try and stay clear of these mounting bolts. Fit up in here, so that when it reaches the end, it will hit the switch, send it forward again. When it gets to this end, hits the switch, sends it back that way. So that'll be the next cab off the rank. While I was hunting around for a little something to make that little L-shaped bracket for the lead screw nut, I found this. I knew I had one here somewhere. It's actually a plate that will fit these motors, so I don't have to make a new one, which is cool, because I've got to fix that up this end here somewhere. Try and have to put some slotted holes in it so I can make it adjustable. But we're getting there. Alrighty, there was a couple of U2 songs playing on the radio then. It's the station I listen to is the station I always listen to back home in Australia, and they have a 2 for Tuesday, and today being Tuesday, they played 2 U2 songs in a row. And I'm sure that U2 would be one of the bands that would complain if you had one of their songs playing on the radio in the background while you work. I've got a funny feeling that I'm going to have to swap these 2 pulleys around. I just can't remember how it was running the last time I played with it. If I do, then I'm going to have to lift this thing up off the table a bit to give this thing clearance under there. Alrighty, so we're nearly there. I'll find something to do with this cable, so that when it comes all the way back, it's not going to be in the way, not going to rub on this belt or anything else. Alrighty, so I think next cut off the rank, I'll bolt this up onto the table, get the vise off there and bolt it on the table. Actually no, I could probably do it here. Got some powder in here and just see how it runs. But anyway, give me a few minutes to do that. Actually the wife wants to go shopping, it's shopping day today. So I might take her shopping, get her off my back, and then come back and have another play with this. Alrighty, I forgot to mention before I drilled and tapped these 2 holes ready for these 2 switches. But anyway, I took the punt and swapped these two pulleys around, and I think I might have to swap them back because this is way too slow. Alrighty, so I think you get the drift. So give me a minute, I'll swap these pulleys back over and we'll see what it looks like. Alrighty, so just check that, and even this might be too slow. This lead's definitely a bloody problem. Got to do something about that. I'll try and heat it up and bend it out sideways. Either that or run it out through the centre of here. Alrighty, so I think I'll just leave it at that for the time being. I do have some other pulleys here, but let me bother messing around because I use other pulleys and I'll also have to use different belts. I don't want to be buying any more belts. Alright, so the only thing left to do is somewhere here I have a little diamond wheel dress, but I bought that, you know, 6, 7, 8 months ago whenever I made the original version of this. So I'll have to go and find that now. I've got a feeling I saw it floating around on my desk. Alrighty, couldn't find it, had to buy another one. But one of my viewers was suggesting suppliers here in Thailand the other day, and it's one that I already used, and that's FK Tooling. I ordered that yesterday afternoon at about 2:30. Arrived here before lunch today, so it just shows you what happens when they use good transport companies and good, honest suppliers. Damn thing is listed as having a 10mm shank, and hasn't. It's got a 9.5mm shank, which is a bit of a pisser. Means I can't ream the hole. Got 10mm reamer, but I certainly don't have a 9.5mm reamer. So I'm going to use a 9.5mm drill and cross my fingers. Hope it doesn't cut too oversized. I have to Loctite it in there otherwise. On the subject of good suppliers and good transport companies, while I was stuffing around yesterday looking just looking to see what was there, any specials that were going, came across a 16mm high-speed steel end mill, a Japanese made one, going cheap. So I ordered it. It was picked up by that crowd I've mentioned before, Kerry, and it's still not here. It was done at the same time yesterday, and I don't expect to see it for another 2 days. They're just useless. Absolutely useless. Alrighty, what sort of a hole did we drill? A very bloody loose one. I'll be Loctiting that in. Sticks out the bottom, so I might cut the end off it. I'll just Loctite that in there. Bar day today, so I think I'll cool that down, put some Loctite on it, leave it to set overnight, and then knock the end off it tomorrow. Then we'll fit it all up, dress the wheel, and see how it goes. Alrighty, it's that moment of truth. I've actually run one fine pass under there, and I've moved it down another 0.04 of a millimetre. See how we go. That dust, I couldn't believe how much dust came off it. Anyway, I'll probably end up having to turn the sound down because I'll have the vacuum cleaner running, this running. It'll be pretty noisy. Alrighty, we've got the whole wheel now. No, I have not. I'll come down a bit more. I hope that's not too much. I don't want to tear this damn stone apart. flat yet. No, still a little dark spot on there. Still haven't got it all. Oh, yes, there might be a stain. A bit of oil in the stone, maybe. Yeah. There's a mark there. Anyway, so I'll clean this mess up and I'll get something in there to try and grind and come back to you. Alrighty, so this is something I machined up when I made my V-block, and I intended to make another V-block, never got around to it. And it's been sitting inside wrapped in a piece of paper towel forever and a day. So we might have a go at that. Been all fly cut, and beautifully fly cut, I might add. No. Set it up there like that. See how well this holds. Holds really well. Alrighty, so moment of truth. Let's go. I've already set this to a height. I don't know exactly what's going to cut off it, but we'll see. It is these damn covers making all the noise. I think I'll go and buy a little thin mouse pad or something and glue it onto it and try and dampen some of those vibrations. Well, obviously this end of this is a bit thicker than the other end. Whether you'd call that a success or not's another story. It's a bit crappy looking, a bit ripply, very ripply. I think that stone might need dressing a bit more, to be honest with you. But anyway, it is what a buddy is, isn't it? So, whether you'd call this thing a success is anyone's guess, and probably your own opinion. But anyway, how much use this will get to another story. But if you've enjoyed watching me do this, and you know, you thought it was worthwhile having a crack, because that's all it was only experimental. Let's see what we could do. And be honest with you, I prefer that finish to that finish any day. So like I said, if you've enjoyed it, how about smashing that like button, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.